Neelam, before I came to India, I did some research on you because you're one of the hottest upcoming female stars. I understand you were born and brought up in Hong Kong, product of an Iranian mother and an Indian father.
That's right.
Why did you come to Hong Kong and how did you get into the film industry?
I was born in Hong Kong,
Yeah.
and I used to come here every year for my summer vacations because my granddad lives here, my aunts. And a film producer and director lives in this building, Ramesh Behl.
Oh, in this building?
Yeah. And at that time he was making Javani, and he was looking out for a new girl. At that time I was 13 and a half.
Yeah.
And he came up to me and said, "Would you like to work in my film?" I was shocked. I said, "No way, I don't want to work in Hindi films." Then he took my screen test, and I liked it. But then my parents, they said, "No way, you're not going to work in Hindi films." Then, I don't know, it was a big mess, and eventually...
You did work in the film?
Yeah, I did.
Javani was your first release?
It was my first.
And then after that, your second release, I understand, was Love 86?
Yeah, then Ilzam.
And Ilzam. Ilzam is the biggest hit out of the three. And I understand you've signed lots of films after Ilzam.
Not lots.
How many?
12, 13.
12, 13 films?
Yeah.
And how many films are you working at the moment?
At the moment, 6.
And
5, 6.
who is your constant main star?
Mainly Govinda, and I've signed a couple with Chunky Pandey, and a few more offers with Sanju, Sanjay Dutt.
How do you like the new crop compared to the older film stars, especially the men?
I don't know, I've never worked with the older ones.
Not at all?
Not at all.
With none of them? All your subjects have been young people?
Young people.
Don't you find majority of the Indian films produced nowadays are very anglicized?
They've improved a lot. But the basic story, it's very Indian, I feel.
What is the basic story of an Indian film?
They fall in love, the father disagrees, and there's a villain, and it's a happy ending mainly.
Usually happy ending?
Usually.
You find it difficult to do films, or do you fit into this mold very easily?
A lot of people say I'm different from all the film actresses and actors.
In what way do they think you're different?
Because I don't mix around with a lot of filmy crowd. I keep to myself.
Is that why there are no gossips about you linked with any guy?
I guess so. I keep to myself.
You're not involved with anybody at the moment?
No.
So you don't go around in these filming parties, etc.?
Sometimes, very rarely.
So how long have you been in India now?
2.5, 3 years.
And you have done 3 films in these 2.5 years?
Yeah.
That have been released?
Yeah, and I've got another release this month.
Which one is it?
Aag Hi Aag.
Aag Hi Aag.
Yeah.
And Govinda is in it too?
No, that's Chunky Pandey.
That's Chunky. How's Chunky Pandey? Is he an upcoming star as well?
Yeah, he's good.
What is behind the success of Govinda? Is it his dancing?
Mainly his dancing and his fighting.
But don't you find Indian male actors usually, whether they are older films or the latest films, they always pretend to be very macho, you know, pushing the girl around, and even during the dancing, I find nudging and pulling and all that. Don't you find that a bit uncomfortable?
Not really. I mean, they're made to do that. I mean...
Does that happen in real life?
No.
Then why do they do that?
Don't ask me, I don't know.
When you are given a story, do you go through with the story deeply, or do you just say, oh, this is a good banner, good director, I'll do the film?
First of all, we look at the director, banner, and of course the story, all 3. Like if I get an offer, I hear the outline, I can't hear the whole story.
No.
I just hear the outline.
But the outline is the same, boy meet girl, villain, da da da.
But my role, you know, the basic. And if I like it, I do it.
Out of all the films, have you rejected any?
Oh yes.
Many?
Quite a few. I'm very selective about my films.
Which are the producers and directors you would like to work with and you have worked with?
I think the best so far I've worked with is Behlaj Nilani, the makers of Ilzam and Aag Hi Aag. I'd like to work with Manmohan Desai,
Yeah.
Raj Kapoor. They're the biggest, I guess.
Out of all the films that you have done so far and you're going to be doing, which one do you rate one of your best? Too early a question to ask, but still.
I mean, so far, I feel that I've performed for once. Is in Sindoor and Ghar Mein Ram Gali Mein Sham.
Sindoor is the one with Jitendra?
No.
No.
He's in the film,
In the film, but
I'm opposite Govinda in the
I
film.
see. Again with Govinda.
Yeah.
How many films are you doing with Govinda?
Around 10, 11.
Out of the 13 films you've got lined up, 10 are with Govinda.
Yeah.
Don't you think you will get typecast just with Govinda and nobody else? Don't
The
you worry
problem
about
is,
that?
what people think is I look too young
Uh-huh.
for different heroes like, say, Jackie, Anil.
Yeah.
I don't know, that's what they
But then
say.
we've had younger actresses.
I don't know.
Yeah.
They say that, no, she looks like his daughter or something like that.
Yeah.
She looks too young.
But the song quality in the past 10 years has deteriorated to no
I
extent.
agree with you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
There are no songs that one would sit down and say, oh, I'd like to listen to that song over and over and over again. You listen to a song once and you say, ah, what was that? Dabba.
Mm.
Right? Well, what sort of a role would you like to do? Do you have a pet role that you would like to do?
Not really.
No? You'd do anything? You'd like to...
Not anything.
No.
I mean, the type of roles I get now are mainly like teeny boppers.
uh-huh.
So, I mean, I'm playing one role where I play a married wife,
Uh-huh.
a married lady,
Uh-huh.
and a suspicious one.
Uh-huh.
And that's one role where it's a
Just some
change.
depth.
Yeah. That's where you can really perform.
And you'd like to do more roles like that.
Oh, yes.
Well, thank you very much. I wish you all the success.
Thank you.
That wasn't very difficult now, was it?
No, it wasn't.
Very easy.
That's right.
Now, shall I start grilling you?
No.
Thank you, Neelam.
Thank you.
तुम्हारे तन में मेरे तन बदल में आग ही आग हो गई दोनों पिक्चर आ गए हाँ उसमें इमीडिएट डाल दिया होगा सर ऐसा बोलो हाय ऐसे तुम चुड़ैल कह रही हो ना तो मेरे कॉलेज की एग्जाम की हाय आगे लगा था कॉलेज के आगे लाइन में है तो
कलेजा नहीं चल रहा था खांसी आ रही है तुम उस पेशेंट के साथ गुलछरे उड़ा रहे थे और मेरे तन बदन में आग लगी हुई थी इतना भी ख्याल नहीं आया तुम्हें कि एक शरीफ आदमी ने चाय पीने के लिए बुलाया और तुम उन्हें छोड़कर उस चुड़ैल के पीछे चल दिए
चुड़ैल अरे जिसे तुम चुड़ैल कह रही हो ना वो मेरे कॉलेज के जमाने में ब्यूटी क्वीन हुआ करती थी और मेरे तो दिल की रानी थी जैसे आज तुम मेरे दिल की रानी हो